Hello, long time no see. It's me, it's Connor. I'm back doing the Carpool. Don't worry, this isn't just like a one off thing. I will be trying to come back more regularly and do more shows, guys. I do deeply and profusely apologise for the lack of my presence coming on the show, doing the podcast and stuff like that. It's just because I've been super duper swamped at my work. I thought things would get quieter. My days off would properly, start lining up, and I was completely wrong. I've been getting absolutely shafted at work, with hours and stuff, and but that's the joys of being fully flexible, I guess. But neither here nor there. And also, I don't know if you've been on the Bhoycie Bus YouTube channel recently. I did ask to get all my old episodes just taken off and deleted, just because at that time, this was like a few months back, work were really hammering down on people putting stuff up on the internet and online and social media and that, which I don't think is right, to be totally honest, especially when the stuff I was saying wasn't even saying anything bad, really. I was just a wee bit derogatory about a certain group of supporters, but everybody is, I just have to put my views out on the internet. And so yeah, I didn't want that to kind of interfere with my professional life, but I'm back doing shows, hopefully on a more regular basis. And that'll be fun. um and I'm back. So we're going to talk about the game against Hearts. Going to look forward to the game against Bruges. I've got there's so much obviously I've not really addressed because it's not been on in so long. We've been doing brilliant in Europe. We're still unbeaten in the league. We are ahead of Aberdeen now. We're miles ahead of Rangers. They're completely crumbling. We got a brilliant draw at Atlanta, beat RB Leipzig. You know, things are just like going up and up and up for Celtic now, and it's a really good feeling to have. But before I get into all that, guys, let's just where the fuck am I? Up there, piesports.com. They are the sponsors for today. Always the sponsors. So you can use the code down there along the ticker tape. Bus 1888 is the code if you want 12.5% off your order. Also, guys, so just remember it's on the website. You put in the code in the basket when you do your order. Bus 1888, okay, or 12.5% off your order. Also, what I just say, you guys can become a Bhoycie Bus member down there in the YouTube channel for the fee of $1.99 a month. Totally optional. You don't need to do it. We don't, it's not like members get like exclusive stuff, and it's just a wee bit to help the guys out. You know what I mean? That's all it is. Totally optional. If you want to reciprocate that, we would love it. So just if you're planning on doing it, thank you so much, and we do appreciate all the members already who do choose to do so. That's fantastic. Anyway, guys, moving on. Yeah, there's so many things that like there's so much and there is so little we can talk about anyway, because we're starting to really like say that we don't already know. Celtic are amazing, Rangers are shite, Aberdeen kind of seem like they're maybe faltering a wee bit. Celtic are doing great in Europe, you know, and it's just such a weird bubble that we're in now, because last season we obviously really struggled. We got there in the end, got the double, but we, there was times where it was looking very, very bleak, especially kind of around about this time of the year. Rangers was going to go and win the League Cup, and Celtic were kind of faltering and losing games and stuff, and we're just a bit like, oh, we don't know where we're going now, but what a difference a year makes, guys. It's crazy the switch in the vibes that have happened, in such a short period of time. We've got players who are just stepping up to the plate. Guys like Nicholas Kuhn, who are an absolute breath of fresh air. He's just burst onto the scene, really. I know he was here last season, but he had all these medical issues and blah blah whatever. So he's basically like a new player, if you want to use that old malarkey, but he's kind of not because he played last season. But we've got guys at Arne Engels who are coming in who have bags of potential, maybe potentially not showing it on the pitch as of yet, but we've got guys signing new contracts. Alistair Johnson, is committed his future here. James Forrest, all that stuff's great. Callum McGregor been brilliant this season, probably arguably one of the best seasons he's had in recent years so far. Rodgers just continue to show why he is an elite level manager. It's just brilliant. So we'll quickly discuss the Hearts game. So, Hearts 1, Celtic 4. Scorers were Kyogo, Nicholas Kuhn, and a double by Adam Ida. I think the first half, despite this whole narrative, right, that Hearts were the better side the first half, which you could argue they were for a wee bit, but they didn't really do much. Casper Schmeichel had a couple of okay, they were basic saves, right? They were basic saves, and a little bit of a defensive lapse in their judgment. And that was it. The Hearts never battered us. They never like absolutely ran all over Celtic in that first half. You know, they were okay. They had a wee bit of a go, right? And we go into that first half with it being a 0-0. And then, you've got people in, online and that trying to give it like, oh, should Celtic be in for, dropping points tonight? Fast forward into the second half, we absolutely took Hearts to the cleaners. We absolutely battered the jam tarts, the watery farts, the Homer and Barts. We absolutely just ragdolled them. We were so clinical in what we were trying to do that it was kind of breathtaking away. Some of the football we played was absolutely excellent. You had, your Kyogo had a chance before, not long before he actually scored, and we're like, oh god, it's a wee bit. We hope he's not going to have one of those nights again where he's not going to score, but he has a lot of chances. He buries that like that second one. Gordon arguably makes like a decent save for the first one, and then you know the second one like bounces. It is a lucky goal, kind of at the end of the day, but you got to take him where you get them from, essentially. Kyogo buries that, and you can just tell by the look in his face, he's so ecstatic, he's so happy that he can, get that kind of monkey off his back, because I think it was his 150th appearance that night. I think that's him scored, I think, 80 goals or 80 league goals, I think, in total for Celtic. So, yeah, it was a big night for him, special night for him. And to see him reward that with a goal, I think, it was great. Granted, he's not hitting the heights what he was before, but he is kind of getting on in age. He's in like his late 20s now, so he's like 28, 29. So he's no spring chicken anymore, really, in terms of football now, I guess. So, it's the decline, if you want to put it that way. I'd say it's forgivable because of what it gives us, and other avenues, the effort, the pressing. He's good technically as well. I think his link up play is really, really excellent. Actually, when he drops deep into midfield and then likes to play to then bust up further up the park. His runs are absolutely incredible as well still. So, I think it's just sometimes he's not getting found properly. So, I know some people were saying they'd be happy to let Kyogo go, and you keep him for as long as possible. And if we do need to get other strikers in on top of like Adam Ida and stuff like that, which we will, obviously, whether we get one this season in January or wait till next summer, we'll never know. But you keep him for as long as possible, because you see him in the games against Rangers. You see him when when it comes to crunch time. Kyogo's a guy who can get the goods, bring the goods out of the bag when we need it most, and he's been consistently doing that since he stepped and put on the Celtic jersey. So people who are maybe getting on him a bit, maybe just take it down a notch, because it's a bit. I'd honestly say it's unwarranted. There's players in that team who I think are underperforming to such a level where I don't think they should be playing anymore, i.e. Greg Taylor. I think his performance in that first half was borderline shocking. I think he should have been hooked at half time. Why he was still on the pitch, I have no idea. I know the rumours are that Alex Valle is going back to Barcelona in January because they're recalling him. And the rumour is we're going for Kieran Tierney. If that happens, I'll still be happy. But I do believe that Alex Valle's got a hell of a lot more to offer than Greg Taylor does. I think he's a better player than Greg Taylor. And, just because the fact he's going back to Barcelona in January doesn't mean we shouldn't still play a player that for now is on our books and is as a Celtic player as of now. I don't care what Barcelona say if they say, oh, we don't want him injured for come back in January. Fuck Barcelona. He's not playing for Barcelona right now. He's playing for Celtic. And we need a player in that left back position who's good enough, at least domestically, to take us forward. And I do believe Alex Vai's that. He's not like, an amazing player yet. He's got good potential, still a young guy, but he has shown me this season he's got more to give Celtic than Greg Taylor. And that's, I wouldn't say that's controversial at all. I'd say that's actually quite fair. There was a couple of games he was kind of hit or miss here or there, but then there was games where he looked absolutely brilliant. Greg Taylor this season has either been bang average or shockingly woeful. And that does not warrant a start in place for me at Celtic. I don't care how good he's been in the past. I don't care that he had one decent season under Ange. The fact of the matter is, Arthur Johnson's sticking to his role, doing, his fullback role, and doing it so fucking well. He's been rewarded with a new contract, rightfully so. He's brilliant. Possibly future Celtic captain, but in my opinion, I think he's got that material in him. To Greg Taylor, who is now playing this and still this inverted fullback role where he's doing it by himself. Alistair Johnson doesn't do that shit. And he's giving the ball away. He's in the fucking middle of the pitch. He's leaving gaps open where defensively we're frail at that side anyway. He's in the middle of the fucking pitch trying to play at a fucking midfielder. And the opposition's bombing up his half of the pitch because he's trying to do this role that he wants to play. And I'm sorry, but it's just mind-boggling to me why he keeps getting picked. I don't know why I sound like Liam here, like for the Friday night show, the Punked Up Warlock. I cannot fathom why Greg Taylor is still starting for Celtic in the year of our Lord 2024 when it's clear. Honestly, it's been clear since day one, right? He's not been good enough. He has been okay. He has been all right. He's done an okay job. He's done a not bad job at best. There's been a couple of games where he's had good performances. That's it. I can remember games where Alistair Johnson's had brilliant games. Kieran Tierney had brilliant, amazing games. Kieran Tierney was arguably one of the best fullbacks in Europe at one point. Going for that to Greg Taylor just ain't cutting the mustard. And there's a reason why we're possibly going back to a injury, stricken, plagued by medical difficulties, Kieran Tierney in January, potentially, over Greg Taylor. If Greg Taylor doesn't want to sign a new contract, fucking let him walk out the door. I know Brendan Rodgers is saying he wants to keep him here. He's a valuable part of the squad and blah, 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 blah. I love you, Brendan. Just let him go. Just let him go. There is arguably players playing in other teams below Celtic in the SVFL who could fill in that slot there, being a backup to whoever else we get in to bring in replace Greg Taylor or whoever comes in to be the starting left back. Would do a better job than him at being that deputy behind the starting left back. He's not starting left back material. He's not good enough. He hasn't been good enough since day one. It sounds really personal. I've personally, right, I have nothing against Greg Taylor. Seems like a funny guy. Seems like a nice chap. This ain't personal. It's just he's shite. He's shit. He's not good enough. He's cost us so much in Europe as well. And granted, we've been good in Europe. We've been really good in Europe this season. But that's despite his frailties. It's every other part of the team are, performing very, very fucking well, and they make up for his frailties. The game against Dortmund, got hooked at half time, was one of the worst performances I think I'd ever seen from a Celtic player in Europe in my life. And there's been some fucking bad ones, especially over the last few years. I mean, the clock's ticking, Greg, son. And time ain't on your side. So if you want to still be a part of Celtic, right, you'd have to sign the contract, right? Which I think the problem is on his end. I feel like he wants to go to a better club, a bigger club. He'll not get better or bigger than Celtic. He's not good enough. Or he'll move somewhere where there's more money. If he wants to go and fuck off and ply his trade in the American League or the Saudi League or something, be my guest. Go ahead. But he ain't going to go a step up from Celtic. Because Rodgers saying he wants Greg Taylor to sign the contract. So the problem clearly isn't on Celtic or Brendan Rodgers' side. They've clearly approached Greg Taylor and offered him a deal, right? And he's turning it down. Alistair Johnson was happy with his. Matt O'Reilly was happy with his when he signed it. Rio Hatate was happy with his. Callum McGregor, James Forrest, they were all happy with theirs. I don't know who Greg Taylor thinks he is that he's going to try and demand more from Celtic because he thinks he's one of the big dogs in the team, just because he has snippy wee funny comments here and there, and he's had a couple of goals, and he called Alfredo Morelos fat boy in a Celtic v Rangers match. He ain't one of the shining stars of this team that can be demanding, 10 times his normal wage to sign a new contract at Celtic for a few years. Nah. Don't care. He's fucking lucky he's getting offered one in the first place. He's lucky he's getting offered one in the first place. I feel like I'm going insane here because I'm just ranting about Greg Taylor now rather than talking about the actual game, but sorry. It's been a while, guys. I've got to get a lot off my chest, yeah? It's been a while, sorry. But yeah, the second half, Nicholas Kuhn, oh my God, man, he's so good. He's so good. Do you know he's 5 goal contributions away from matching Jota's best season? We're in November. There's a good few months left of the season. He's going to better Jota's best season for us. Now, am I saying he's a better player than Jota? No. I feel like Jota, personally, right? I said he maybe have the potential to be a better player than Jota. I don't think he's going to have the flair. He's not going to have the flair. I think he's necessarily going to have the technique. But what he has got is the numbers and the killer attitude, I think. I think that's what he was missing last season. He also had his injuries and stuff like that, keeping him, it was almost like a bit of a wallflower last season. And he's bloomed into this fucking incredible, player who is just tearing the league up, and he's doing it in Europe too, which is, I mean, there's a reason why Julian Nagelsmann in the Germany, international setup is looking to get him involved, because he is that good. He is consistent. He is brave on the ball. He's fucking fast. He's got good technical ability. He's got brilliant feet. He's got a brilliant peg on him, and he's just so good this season, man. He's so good, and he's only going to get better. He's sweeping the awards clean. He's taking them off of his cell this season. Make no bones about it. There ain't no one in this league who is performing better than him and who's going to get as many accolades as him this season. He is going to take it all by storm. And he deserves it because he's just so consistent. He seems like he's got a bit of fight in him, a bit of grit as well, which is nice to see. He's coming out of his shell. He's performing every time he's on the ball, right? He's one-on-one player. He's approaching, the goal mouth. He's at the fucking edge of the D, and he looks like something's going to happen. You can almost put money on it, like something's going to happen as soon as he's on the ball in those dangerous areas, because he is so good and so consistent. His link up with Alistair Johnson as well is perfect. Diza Maid is a brilliant player, but his link up, the connection he has with Greg Taylor is not on the same wavelength as what Nicholas Kuhn and Alistair Johnson is. It's almost symbiotic. They know exactly where they're going to be, what they're going to be doing, the correct pass to make, the correct weight of the pass to make to each other, overlapping runs, underlapping runs. It's incredible. And both of them this season have been very, very good. I think, they've arguably been two of the most consistent players this season, Alistair Johnson and Nicholas Kuhn. But yeah, he scores that goal and he rifles that in the back of the net, past Craig Gordon. And from then on, it's just cruise control. It's just cruise control. Right through at the end, we see Adamida come on. Nicholas Kuhn again makes, a brilliant run forward, good pass, link up between him and Maeda, and which then leads Adamida to score that goal. But then fast forward a wee bit, James Forrest in a dangerous, area in the box, gets fouled in the box. Clear penalty, obvious penalty. Anybody who's saying it isn't a penalty and saying it's, it's soft, fucking grow up, get a grip, honestly. Clear penalty. And Adamida buries it, which is good, because it's good for him to get that confidence in him. But by saying it, he's not been looking at his best. He's been, a bit within himself. He's not, kind of exploding into the scene like what happened, last season, where he really dug us out of some holes, in which he won us that Scottish Cup as well. I remember they had that game against Kilmarnock. I think it was the game we won the league, and it was amazing. It was just so good that game, and he's really, not found that form yet. And a lot of that you could maybe argue was down to like his pre-season or lack thereof with Celtic and all the drama surrounding his, transfer from Norwich to here. But hopefully that now this is a good sign that he's going to kick on and start performing for Celtic, and start getting the goals back on on the sheet, rack them up. So it's good as well because it was good for him to step up and take that penalty because he missed his last one, and he's not been great this season. So that could play a lot in a player's mind. They could be nervous, they could, be not feeling like they're confident enough to take it. He steps up, buries it, puts it right past Gordon, right in the corner. Perfect penalty. And he looks cool, calm, and collected. He looks now as if he's like, right, okay, I'm here. I'm back. I'm back to where I was. Whether he keeps up like that, we'll see. But all I'm going to say is, things are looking good. Things are looking very good for guys like Kuhn, Ida, Kyogo, Johnston, Callum McGregor. The whole team is kind of coming together and looking great. Now, there are some players dipping in form here or there, guys that are the Engels, stuff like that. Like Engels, I'll just wrap this up quickly. Engels will come good. Engels will come good. He's came here for another country, another climate, another set of rules, basically, and style of play for what he was. And he's a young lad. He's only about 20-year-old, I think. He'll be fine. He will be fine. Okay? He will come good. I can see the potential. I can see it in him. We've seen it in his first six games at Celtic. It was fantastic. And he's just petering off now. He'll be fine. Don't worry about it. Okay? I know we paid a lot of money for him, and people are like, he's not playing like an 11 million. £11 million in modern football is chump change. It is nothing. It's nothing. It's a bargain now in football to get a good player under £20 million. And Celtic will never pay £20 million for a player. Hand on heart, in my lifetime, Celtic will never pay £20 million for a player. We would have to have so much money, it would be literally ridiculous for us to pay £20 million for a player. It will never happen. I can guarantee you that. So, and prices are only going to go incrementally up and up and up and up and up because we're seeing players go for £100 million, like ridiculous prices. And Celtic, because we're financially, we're stable, we're sound, we're very good, but we don't have those kind of finances to go and just buy, the creme de la creme of Europe. We have to buy cheap, relatively cheap, develop them, and sell them for high. That's the formula. That's how it works. That's how we get success. So don't worry about guys at Engels coming in. Even if we're going to pay £12 million for a player or £13 million for a player next season, and he doesn't come and hit the ground running, if he's a youngish or young enough player, don't worry about it. Guys like Rodgers know exactly what they're doing. There's a reason he keeps getting picked. There's a reason why he's getting picked week in, week out, ahead of guys like Luke McCowan, ahead of guys like Paulo Bernardo, who we all want to see more of. We want to see more of Luke McCowan. We want to see more of Paulo Bernardo. They've been great. But there's a reason why Engels is getting picked over them. And we're not privy to that because we don't know what's going on in Rodgers' head. We don't know what's going on behind the scenes at the training, all the rest of it. So just bear with it now. We're not in crisis mode now. We're not playing shit. We're not, fucking needs to fucking get out. Like we am with Greg Taylor. Right, that's the one exception. Right? He'll be fine. So people on, Twitter and that, like, Engels is fucking shit. I can get rid of him. Give him a break. He'll be fine. Maybe he just needs to have a full pre-season with Celtic. Maybe he just needs, a wee bit of confidence back. Maybe just score a goal or something like that. That isn't a penalty. To get himself, back up to where he looked like he was when he came in. So just bear with him, okay? But now, guys, let's look ahead to the match this week in the Champions League against Club Brugge. Now, on paper, this was one of the matches where people were saying, oh, we'll definitely get 3 points here. People saying, oh, Dortmund, Atalanta, Leipzig, we're not getting out into them. The points that we'll get are against Slovan Bratislava, Club Brugge, and Dinamo Zagreb. and we'll maybe pick up a couple other points here and there. And was it Young Boys as well? I know how we're riding on a high, right? And I'm not trying to take anything away from anybody. I know we're riding on a high in terms of European football after that. A brilliant result against RB Leipzig. Don't count your chickens before they hatch. Club Brugge, granted, they don't play in the best league. They're not the biggest, best club. They ain't no mugs, okay? None of the teams in this competition, necessarily, are mugs. They have earned their way into the competition for a reason, right? I'll tell you the results now, okay? The recent results, and you can listen to this, right? Because I'm talking sense. So, their last 6 games, they haven't lost. They also beat Club Brugge. Club Brugge also beat Aston Villa, who beat Bayern Munich in the Champions League this season. Bayern Munich. The Harry Kane up top. Upamecano Chow. Serge Gnabry. Thomas Müller. Great football players. Aston Villa beat them. Club Brugge beat Aston Villa. They ain't no mugs. They're sitting second in the Belgian table. Granted, I think they're about 6 points behind. But they're no mugs. People can say, Club Brugge are only that big a club. They play in a shit league. We can't talk. We play in the Scottish League. We play against, wee diddy teams like Ross County and Rangers. Sorry, I just had to get my one jab in, for this episode, because, you know what I'm like, I need to get my jabs in against them when I can, because it's been a while. But we play against utter dross, week in, week out, usually. Hearts are relegation fodder. Hibs are relegation fodder this season. Ross County aren't great. St Johnstone, pish. St Mirren are alright. Dundee United are alright. Motherwell are doing okay. Rangers, garbage. We play against shite week in, week out. The teams in Belgium would come out here and smoke the fucking rest of the league. Genuinely. Guys like Genk, Anderlecht, Club Brugge. They'd fucking pump most of the teams in this league, including Rangers. Potentially us, you never know. So I know because we're riding on a high, don't go into this game think, we'll beat them easy. They've gotten a good few points in the Champions League too, bearing in mind. I think they're equal to points to us, are they not? Nah, actually, let me look that up. Let me just look that up now. They beat Sturm Graz, they got beat off Milan, beat Aston Villa. Computer. Sorry, guys. Good thing I don't say I'm a professional, eh? Wait, I'm better looking at it on this on my bloody phone, I swear to God. Sorry, guys. I want to just make sure that I'm not talking absolute nonsense for the next 10 minutes by saying that they're actually alright and they're not. Right. Table. They're on 6 points, so they're only a 1 point behind us. So they've gotten a couple of wins. They've gotten, results here. And every team in this competition is there on merit. They beat Aston Villa, brilliant team, Premier League team. They are no mugs. Do not think that we're going to go into this, going to cruise through it. I know how good we've been. I know how much of a high we're on. But all I'm going to say is we've kind of seen this story before where it is the team on paper where we should be beating them. And Celtic then don't do it. I know we did that against Slovan Bratislava, right? But, I think I know every team's here on merit, but they're not that great, are they? Let's be honest. Poor Slovan Bratislava. Sorry, guys, if you're watching. Any Slovan Bratislava fans out there? But, yeah, Bruges, Just watch, guys. They will come because they need points too. They're wanting to progress. They will be coming ready for a fight, and they are coming to Celtic Park to try and get away with a win. So we need to watch our backs, and we need to fucking drop the tail. But anyway, guys, that's me done for today. I apologise if I've been rusty and a bit all over the place. This is actually my second go at recording this. I got like interrupted halfway through recording it, so I feel like I kind of just like lost my mojo a bit. Oh God, why did I say that? Oh, he's not be wanting to hear any more about you, but he was better when he was going away. But anyway, guys, I do hope you've enjoyed. Don't forget, like, subscribe, become a Bhoycie Bus member. Use the code BUS1883 in piesports.com for all your pastry, tasty treats. And we'll hopefully see you in a couple of days after a win in the Champions League. But anyway, guys, it's been great. I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed being back, and hopefully be back to seeing you guys very, very soon. And have a good rest of your week. Okay?